exactly a year ago, we bought this guy. We got our very first RV on August 11th, 2018. And we thought this would be a good opportunity to sit down, record a video, and share 10 things that we've learned after 1 year of RV trips.
All right, so the first thing that we've learned is that you have got to look at lots of RVs to determine what's going to fit your needs.
We have gone around time and again to do a lot of research before we made our buying decision. How many RVs do you think we went through?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. I mean, truly hundreds. Even Jasper went through hundreds of RVs.
He did. He got very good at it.
And he loved it, and it was fun, but it was a chance for us to really look at all the different sizes, prices, features, floor plans, so that we felt like we could make a good choice. Yeah. The nice thing is, the more different types and models of RVs that we see, the more that we really feel like we made a great decision. So tip number one, do your research so that you can make the right choice the first time.
All right, so our second tip are things that we learned about RVing in our first year of RV ownership is that you've got to buy enough truck to pull your towable.
We put together an entire video on that subject because we made a mistake. This is something that we really learned the hard way. We bought what we thought was enough truck, and by the numbers, if you watch our video, you'll see that it probably was okay, but we didn't really want to wind up with something that was just okay. We wanted something that was going to really give us the strength, the payload capacity, the safety, the braking, the features that we really needed.
We kind of did maybe the wrong order of our purchasing. We actually purchased our truck first and then got our RV later, because when we bought the truck, at that point, we really thought we were going to be getting a pull-behind trailer instead of a fifth wheel. And then we ended up with the fifth wheel and needed a little more oomph to the truck. So
tip number two, you won't go wrong getting a truck that is even bigger than you think, stronger than you think. So get a big enough pull vehicle.
Our tip number three, the third thing that we learned from RVing for a year, is that you need to do a lot of research and have a plan.
YouTube is just a perfect platform to do some research because you find lots of people like us who have been out there, they've done it, they're very happy to share what they know, and it's free, and it was a great resource. And we started watching YouTube channel after YouTube channel, and for a long while, that's all the TV that we watched was actually RV YouTube channels. So utilize your tools, do some research on YouTube, and you'll be very happy that you did.
Our fourth tip for you on the things that we have learned in our first year of RVing is to book your campsites early.
That's right. All of us have our favorite places to go camping, and many of them have different regulations on how early you can camp. So find out if it's something that you can do 4 months in advance or 6 months in advance, and then set your schedule, set yourself a reminder, and the moment that you can book your favorite site, jump online and get it done.
Yeah, there are lots of RVers out there. It is such a popular activity now that truly, if you do not set some kind of a schedule for yourself to remind you that you need to book sites, at least in our area, we live in Southwest Missouri, you are not going to find a site. So we are actually a little bit type A enough that we keep a spreadsheet that lets us know exactly what date. I know you love spreadsheets. But it lets us know exactly what day we need to book our sites to make sure that we get fabulous stuff and we can get the exact sites that we want, and then that pressure is just gone for us, and we know we're going to have great places to camp every weekend during camping season. Tip number 5 from us is to make sure that you are not in a hurry.
When you're in a hurry, mistakes happen. We've certainly made our share of mistakes, but the important thing is just to remember to slow down. This is particularly important right before you leave on your trip or the first thing upon arrival to your campsite. Take your time, think through what needs to be done, stay calm, stay happy, give your traveling partner Plenty of opportunity to help and to provide input. And remember, we're there for fun. We're there for a good time. So there's no reason to get stressed out and to make a mistake and to be in a hurry.
All right, number 6 on our list of things we learned is one of Eric's very favorites. Use a checklist.
Checklists are just great because you just don't have to worry about that feeling of what are we missing, what have we forgotten. We're going to link to a generic prep checklist in the comments below, so be sure to check out the description of this video, and hopefully we can help you save some time with the types of checklists that have been so helpful for us.
Our 7th thing that we have learned from our first year in RV experience is that you need to do preparation before you leave on a trip. Now, we are just weekenders. We are not full-time RV people, and a lot of RV videos that you watch out there are great because they are from full-timers that are in their RV constantly, but there are many of us that are just weekenders, and that involves, I think, some extra prep that the full-timers aren't going to think of. One of the big things for me is getting my RV refrigerator to temperature before I go out for the weekend. So what we typically do is on Wednesday of the week that we're going to go camping, Eric will go and get our RV out of our storage unit, which is kept a couple miles away from our house. We have a nice covered unit that we can keep it in. And he'll bring it home on Wednesday night after work, and we'll get it plugged in at our house. We installed a 50 amp plug on our back patio, and we'll get it plugged in. And the first thing we do is turn on that RV refrigerator. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to actually get cool enough to keep your food cool. So we let it do that overnight. And then that way on Thursday, I can go ahead and on Thursday after we get home from work, I can put in the food that we're going to take for the weekend. I usually do some prep work in the kitchen ahead of time. That's another thing that's helpful with this pre-planning before you go. I'll actually pre-cook some things so that when we get there, especially on the first night on Friday, that I have something already made that all I have to do is throw it in the microwave and we are good for dinner as soon as we have done our setup. And then I'll do some other little food prep, like maybe chop some things ahead of time and stuff, so that my whole weekend is not spent just prepping food, though I really love to cook, so that would not be a bad thing for me. But I do lots of things to make it easy. We preload in our last few items, like clothing items and stuff from the house, all of that on Thursday night, so that Friday when we get home from work, Eric just hooks up the RV to the truck and we are out of there and off to somewhere fun. Our 8th tip for you that we have learned this first year of RVing is to purchase some duplicate items of things that you normally keep at your house, like your toiletries, some clothing and utensils that you're going to keep in the RV all the time.
It is something that speeds up the amount of preparation that has to go into a trip. Cindy focused a lot on our last tip about the food and the refrigerator, but it's just so nice if some of the staple clothing items, just some extra old grungy t-shirts and shorts and some bedding, and if all that stuff is prepped and ready in your camper, it just makes it so much easier.
So yes, it is an added expense, and I know that doesn't work for everybody, but for us, that was something we were able to do. And again, our time is our most precious thing, and as weekend travelers, we wanted to save as much time as we can, and so it really does not take us long to be ready to go because almost everything is already in the RV except for the food we need and maybe a few last-minute clothing items. Our 9th thing that we have learned this first year of camping deals with campgrounds. State parks and Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds are amazing.
And why do you say that? What is your favorite thing about that type of camping?
I like those type of campgrounds because they're much prettier than your typical RV park. They tend to be, at least in our area, because we live in a wooded area, they tend to be more wooded. They have more space in between the sites. They are at beautiful locations. That's why there's a state park or an Army Corps of Engineer development there, is that it's in a pretty touristy maybe kind of place that people want to go see. So, you know, in our area, that means they're almost always by a lake or by a river. They're just absolutely gorgeous, and I really like them better than an RV park where I'm just slotted right in next to the next person and it has more to enjoy. Our 10th, the final one, the 10th thing that we have learned about RVing in our first year of RV experience is that it is awesome.
So many videos like this are detailing the 10 big mistakes we've made or 10 problems about RVs, or you'll hear a lot of people talk about quality issues of the build that you'll find in many modern RVs, or different issues and problems and hassles. The truth is, this is an excellent, fun, incredible activity, and we have been bitten by the bug. So we have just loved it. Everybody is going to run into a little problem or some issue now and then. But the important thing is to focus on the positive and remember, this is just an incredible activity. The people that you meet, the types of families that are in this activity, the places that you get to go and visit, the adventures that you get to go have, the places you get to explore, all while bringing your own house and amenities and things with you, is just an incredible way to travel.
It really is. And because we have our dog Jasper, staying in hotels is hard. It's hard to find a hotel, first of all, that will take dogs or that won't charge you $100 extra to take your dog. And a lot of times if a hotel takes dogs, you don't want to stay in that hotel. It's just kind of nasty. So we love bringing our own home that we keep clean to our standards. And, having a hobby that gets you outside and exploring is just simply going to enrich your life. You just can't get better than RVing. And for us, we RV so that we can go out and hike and explore and do awesome, amazing things.
Well, we hope you've learned something from our list of 10 things that we've taken away from our first year with an RV. We are looking forward to year after year of travel and adventure and new places to explore, and we just can't wait to continue to learn more about this lifestyle. We want to know, what have you learned? If you are a rookie RV family, or if you're a veteran and you have already experienced so much, we want to learn from you. Share some of your tips and takeaways with us. Please leave some comments below so that we can have a little dialogue. We're anxious to hear from you.
For sure. We want to definitely learn from you and hear all the great things that you've done in RVing, and that'll help the people who watch this video too. They're going to get down in those comments and see your tips as well.
If this is helpful, we would love a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, we would be honored if you'd subscribe to our channel. Get out and explore, because today is an adventure day.